2,000 years ago, in a corner of the world that had seen more than its share of suffering, something happened that nobody who witnessed it fully understood. It began with a man named Jesus. Depending on who you asked, he was either the most dangerous man in Judea or the most hope-giving one. To the sick, he was a healer. To the forgotten, the outcasts, the ones society had quietly decided did not matter, he was the first person in a long time who looked at them like they did. He had 12 men who walked with him everywhere. Men who had left their ordinary lives to follow someone they believed was unlike anyone the world had ever produced. They had seen things that could not be explained. They believed in him completely, which is what made what happened next so devastating. One of those 12 men was named Judas, and for 30 pieces of silver, he made a deal with the chief priests, the men who had been looking for a quiet way to get rid of Jesus without causing a riot. Judas gave them exactly what they needed: access, a way to take him when the crowds weren't watching. That night, Jesus went to a garden called Gethsemane to pray. He knew what was coming. He knelt between the olive trees and prayed so desperately that the gospel writers describe his sweat falling like drops of blood. He was not pretending to be afraid. He was a man staring into something terrible, finding the strength to go forward anyway. Then the torches appeared through the trees. Judas walked ahead of the soldiers and greeted Jesus with a kiss on the cheek, a gesture of affection twisted into a signal for arrest. The most intimate of gestures became the most infamous betrayal in history. They took him. What followed was designed to break a person before they even reached the place of execution. They beat him. They flogged him until he was barely recognizable. They pressed a crown of thorns onto his head, threw a purple robe over his torn shoulders, and bowed before him in cruel mockery, calling him king, while everything about what they were doing said the opposite. Then they gave him his cross to carry through the streets of Jerusalem. He fell under its weight. A man named Simon was pulled from the crowd to carry it the rest of the way because Jesus no longer had enough left in him to manage it alone. They reached a hill called Golgotha, the place of the skull. And there, in plain sight of anyone who wanted to watch, they crucified him. He hung there for 6 hours. Around the 9th hour, the sky turned dark, not because of weather, something else, something that made the watching crowd go quiet in a way they hadn't been all day. And from the cross, in a voice worn down to almost nothing, Jesus cried out, my God, why have you forsaken me?" Then he bowed his head and died. The earth shook. The curtain inside the temple tore from top to bottom, and the soldier standing guard at the foot of the cross looked up and said quietly, "Truly, this was the Son of God." They laid his body in a tomb, carved from rock, wrapped in linen cloth. A massive stone was rolled across the entrance. Guards were posted outside. Saturday came, and nothing happened. The disciples were behind locked doors, hollowed out by grief. The women who had followed Jesus rested, making plans to return to the tomb the following morning. The stone did not move. The city went about its business. It was, by every measure, the end of the story. Except it wasn't. Before the sun had fully risen on the first day of the week, Mary Magdalene and a group of women made their way to the tomb. They were worried about the stone. It was too heavy for them to move alone. But when they arrived, the stone was already gone. They went inside, empty. The linen cloths were still there, lying exactly where his body had been. The cloth that had covered his face was folded separately. Whatever had happened here had not been chaos. Something had occurred inside this tomb that left it arranged, deliberate, and completely, impossibly vacant. Mary stayed behind after the others ran to tell the disciples. She stood outside weeping, and through her tears noticed a man standing nearby. Assuming he was the gardener, she asked if he had moved the body. He said her name, Mary. Just that. One word, spoken in a voice she recognized before her mind caught up with what her heart already knew. She turned and looked at him fully. It was Jesus, alive, standing in the early morning light outside the tomb that had been meant to hold him forever. He had risen. The story that everyone thought had ended on Friday had not ended at all. It had passed through the darkest possible place and come out the other side, not defeated, but transformed into something death itself could not contain.
That is the story of Easter. It is not a simple story, nor a comfortable one. It is full of betrayal, cruelty, and grief. But it is also a story about what waits on the other side of the darkest night. About a love so stubborn it walked straight through death and came back. About a hope that could not be sealed behind stone, no matter how heavy. To everyone watching, wherever you are in the world, whatever this season means to you, Happy Easter. May this story remind you that endings are not always what they appear to be, and that the things which seem most final are sometimes only the moment just before everything changes. Thank you for spending this time with us here at Tales by the Wordsmith. Do have a wonderful Easter Sunday and week ahead. Until the next story, this is the Wordsmith signing out. Peace.